Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball GT Premium Bandai Super Android 17, not to be confused with Android 17 from Dragon Ball Super. This is a different thing altogether. For you young ones, you have to look it up, I guess. This figure is actually surprisingly good in some ways, not the best in others, but I think for most of you, if you're interested in this, there might be something you like about it. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. I think it's a really nice package. Dragon Ball packaging does look good. Figure is centered, so partially hidden, so you can see some accessories. I imagine some people like that, some people don't. There you go with some photos there. Some tiny photos on the back. I still think the Dragon Ball packaging has the least amount of photos going on here, so that's unfortunate. And then nothing there. Nothing there. Fine packaging, nonetheless. Alright, this guy is available to get at Big Bad Toy Store if you want him. I'll put a link in the description below. It is a PB release though, so extra expensive because Big Bad Toy Store has to buy them just like you and I do from Bandai, so be aware. 15.5 centimeters to the top of the noggin. That's going to make him just shy, about 6 1/8, just over 6 inches. And there he is up against Darwin, so you can see a little bit smaller than your average Marvel Legends height. Let's do I just knocked a bunch of stuff over. Let's do a question of the day. Which version of Android 17 do you prefer? For me, it's always going to be the classics for the Androids. Cell Saga look is the way to go, if you ask me. One real quick note, guys, before we continue with the review, I just want to say congratulations to all of you wonderful viewers. We have surpassed 100 million views on the channel. We did that the other day, thanks in part to the Maximum Spider-Man review. Over 5.3 million hours of watch time in total, and over 100 million views on the channel. That's nuts to me. So thanks to you guys for participating. I can't do that without you. So congrats to you guys. Very, very nice milestone to have hit. Alright, let's get into the review. Aesthetically speaking, he has a very interesting silhouette, which is pretty accurate. I know some people are saying he's not big enough, he's not bulky enough, he's not lanky enough, all these different things, and you're all probably right. Bandai definitely skews to center. They average all the shapes out mostly on these guys. The big guys aren't quite as big, the little guys aren't quite as little, all that sort of stuff. But it does have a general look that is I think reminiscent of what it's supposed to be, more than enough. The paint job, the gold looks really nice. The teal color is okay. The teal and the brown are both kind of plasticky. The pants look plasticky, but we do get some shading on here to kind of fix that. We get a little bit of skin tone poking through. It's generally pretty good looking. The sculpt is pretty sharp. I only have one real gripe. Well, I'll say some good things first, I guess. The face sculpt and paint are pretty clean. The hair is pretty well done, but here's the issue. The skin tone is jacked. He's like transparent yellow. Where'd the box go? Look at that. That looks nice. He's not that color. He looks like somewhat yellow. Transparent, sickly color. It's not good looking compared to the packaging at all for the skin tone. And the hair is honestly kind of annoying too. It won't stay the way it was, and maybe I can adjust that when I swap out the faces. But as it is, it's not as good looking as it should be, but it does look pretty good, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for the aesthetic. I think it's a nice looking figure to add to the collection. For sure it's going to stand out, and so there you go. Alright, as for accessories, you get a decent spread of faces. They all look pretty nice. For hands, not a ton, but definitely enough. And you do get an effect part for this guy. I don't think it's the best looking thing ever. It'd be tricky to execute this, but having that big line around the center is just not for me. You do get a couple of acrylic pieces to help him hold that. But you get some alternate hair pieces. That's nice for your dynamic posing. And then you do get a Goku head and a dragon on a piece of clear plastic to put on your GT Goku if you want to do that. The Goku head actually looks really good. I don't care for the dragon because there's so much extra plastic there, it's going to look kind of cheap on the shelf. But not a bad spread of accessories. I will say 8 out of 10. Better than average, so that is pretty good, but nothing that really thrills me. Alright, let's talk about the articulation. First off, I want to mention the hair. We have ball hinges for these two main pieces, and then these guys right here, not these ones don't move. These ones don't move. Can we brighten it up a little bit? I think we can. These ones don't move. These ones do. These ones rotate. So that's pretty good. Like you have some versatility there. So that's pretty nice. Now let's pop the face off so we can look at the neck joint. they did what I like, and that is a double ball peg, which is always the best. This piece can rotate here, and this is a floating piece, and the neck itself is on a ball peg, so you can move the whole thing around pretty well. Now, can we fix this hair? I want to see if we can do that. No. No, it's just a solid piece of plastic, so don't mess with that or you're going to break it. Wow, that seems super fragile for being, like, that should be a much softer material. I guess you could heat it and get it out of his face, but be very careful with that. That is an accident waiting to happen. Dang. Okay, so let's put that back together and see how that all works. I'm guessing it works pretty well, so let's move his head around. Oh yeah, you can just move his head however you want, and you can kind of get the hair out of the way to look decent. So that's okay, I like that. Now the shoulders, I really like what they did here. This whole piece, they really used the character design to their benefit. The whole thing moves around. This is really a floating piece, but it moves around nicely, and then you have your standard ball peg, ball hinge combo in there for the butterfly, so the whole thing moves around, and you get pretty good range out of it. It's not the craziest thing ever, but it works. Like, the shoulder is not bad. It is okay. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow works nicely. Ball hinge wrist, that's pretty standard for the torso. Ball pegs are the way to go. Oh. Uh-oh, we lost his little bandana tie. There we go. Very nice. Very, very nice posability. Of course, his character design is beneficial for that. Pretty slender in the torso, but still works nicely. For the hips, basically full-on splits. No nuggets really to speak of. Not the smoothest crotch we've ever seen, but pretty smooth, and we all know how much a smooth crotch is appreciated. Alright, bring the legs forward, pretty nice. Bringing them back, not so much. Too much cheek. Don't like that. I don't like my cheeks being on the hard part. I like the cheeks being soft, so that you can bring the legs back. Thigh swivel is a thigh swivel. Double jointed knee will double joint. It works fine. It's not an ugly joint. It's no real problem. Boot does not rotate. Ankle, basic joint. Goes back, okay. Goes forward, okay. Ankle rocker is okay. And the toe hinge is actually pretty solid. That's a decent toe hinge. Foot doesn't get as flat as I would like, and is maybe a little bit too big, but toe hinge is nice, so there's that. So yeah, he's not the best articulated figure ever, but I think you're going to be able to pose the crap out of him. Like, I don't think you need, I mean, I know you don't need super involved articulation, and this guy doesn't have it, but I think you're going to be able to pose him nicely. He's pretty lanky, so that helps. And then his torso and neck work well, his hips are good. Yeah, I think you're going to be fine. Other than doing a forward and back split, I think you're going to be able to pose him. I guess the ankles are a little bit limited, but yeah, it's a pretty well put together figure. For articulation, I will give him an 8. I don't love the ankles, but otherwise, I don't like that the hair isn't at least a separate piece. I mean articulated. I don't really mean articulated. I mean, like, if it was just a round peg so it could rotate, that would be good and technically counts as articulation. But anyway, yeah, good set of posers right here. So let's do a final rating on this guy. I know I took forever to review him just because I don't care for Android 17 other than the Cell Saga. He's been sitting on my review table for, like, I don't know, forever. This is a floating piece, by the way. It's a good figure. I'm going to say 8 out of 10. It's definitely worth picking up if you're at all inclined to get Dragon Ball GT stuff or just like the character design or whatever. Yeah, grab it. You'll enjoy it. It's pretty darn good. My biggest gripe personally is the skin tone. And I mean, you're not going to like be comparing it constantly to what it should be, so you're probably going to kind of forget about that, is my guess. But yeah, solid release for sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but that's it from me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.